A year ago, Toyota sent me the Supra manual for my birthday, which is around Christmas time, but literally for Christmas this year, BMW has sent me the Z4 M40i. Let's have some fun. Underneath the hood of this beaut is a 3-liter B58 inline 6, turbocharged of course, 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, mated to the glorious 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. Closing it, gotta love the styling of the Z4. That's one of the biggest attractors to me over its stablemate, the Toyota Supra. We have a more horizontally designed kidney grille here, where a lot of its brothers and sisters in the BMW lineup have gone for the more vertical, some people call them the beaver's teeth, but this is more the classical horizontal design that looks absolutely insane here. I love this purple color as well. We got the blacked out package, which gives us dark accents around the vehicle as well with the mirrors. And we have the 50th anniversary of M badge on the front and the rear. We have adaptive headlights here on this model. We got the M Sport brakes. We'll talk about how they perform here in a little bit. But of course, I'm going to be doing this review with the top down. We are in one of the few roadsters out there. Of course, I love the Mazda Miata, and this is like B58 swapped Miata. It is absolutely insane. I love the gills on the side. So we come around to the back. Of course, it's rear wheel drive only here. Glorious dual exhaust, very wide looking rear end. The Z4 and the M40i badges look incredible. You have the built-in spoiler. And one of my favorite things over, let's say, like a Miata, which is maybe a third of the price of this. Let's get out the key here and let's pop the trunk, because a Miata has the world's smallest trunk. I was able to do Christmas shopping. This has been my Santa sled this week, loading up presents, loading up food and drink for the holidays. And I cannot believe how usable this trunk is, able to put in tons of water and groceries and toys. We also have a pass-through. So taking this to the Alps, you have a nice ski pass-through as well. Getting underneath of here, well, we have a rear battery, so that helps with weight distribution, but no spare tire here with the run flats. A little cargo net here. Well, let's go ahead and close the trunk lid and get on the inside. Man, this thing is such a looker. It's gorgeous from every angle. That's why I would be taking this over the Supra, which is also built in the Magnestyr Austria plant. And neither of these cars, the Supra and the new Z, would exist without BMW and Toyota working together. All right, we got the M40i skid plate here. I like this two-tone. You can, of course, get it in black, but I like this light color here. It accents well this beautiful purple color. We have the Harman Kardon sound system, which is optional, which sounds actually pretty good. Not the heaviest bass. I think maybe the JBL and the Supra has better bass, but it does sound pretty good, and it gets really loud. You got the M-badged steering wheel. I like the thigh extension. And back to the steering wheel, paddle shifters, and this is really thick, just like the X1 I tested a couple weeks ago. This steering wheel feels great in the hands, and I like having actual physical buttons here. No like touch sensitive stuff. We also have a heated steering wheel on this particular model. The car turned off when I stepped out, so let's fire her up. A little pop and gurgle that you hear a lot more when the top is down. I like the digital screen right here. I'm not looking at it too much because I do have a nice head-up display that pops up right above the hood. Now we finally have Android Auto on a BMW Z4 / Supra-like vehicle. Well, so I said BMW, so I triggered that. But there we go. There's a little shortcut to Android Auto. Takes up the whole screen. I can split screen it as well. So yeah, love the feature now. And it is wireless, mind you. So actually when I tried to set it up wired, it said device not supported. Below the phone, I actually have a wireless phone charger, a little 12 volts. I like this setup. And the reason is with this setup, and climate control, I actually have physical buttons, physical volume knob, all that good stuff. In the X1 I was in a few weeks ago, everything was into the touchscreen, even the sport modes, which drove me nuts. Here, the ergonomics are near perfect. There's nothing that drives me crazy about the setup with the screen or the climate control. Everything's well done. I like the little mini screen here for climate control. You can adjust the fan speed and the temperature really easily. I have heated seats in here, which I'm going to turn on, as well as a heated steering wheel. It is a blistery 64 degrees here in Southwest Florida. That's perfect Christmas weather, even with the top down. The shifter is kind of looks like a driver of a golf club, which I'm not sure if you can fit golf clubs in here, but it is a BMW. You would probably be seeing these at the golf course, absolutely. All right, the rotary dial, I haven't been using it much because the touchscreen's pretty simple and easy to use. Now this has tripped me up a little bit. When you put the top down, it's right next to the parking brake. So when you're driving, actually you can put the top down up to around 30, 31 miles an hour. But I accidentally hit the parking brake while I was driving. Luckily it was really slow, and it actually engages the parking brake while you're driving if you accidentally press this instead of the top down. So just keep that in mind. I wouldn't make that mistake twice. Now, cup holders, I guess this is the one thing that drives me a little bit nuts. You know, in like a Miata, we have a cup holder that you can insert here and it hangs off the side, and then you actually have cup holders that go back here. But unfortunately, you lose your armrest for the cup holder, and then at night, this light is always on, so it's always going to be blinding you if you have a cup in here. And there is one little USB-C charger in here. A little net for storage. You can see the subwoofer, additional tweeters back here, or mid-range drivers, and then a little wind buffer screen as well. But let's go and start driving the incredible Z4 M40i. Now we do have the M Sport adaptive dampers. Oh man, this heated steering wheel feels great. And these allow the vehicle, when you start it up, to be in comfort mode. That's a default mode, and it is a very soft experience. So it's still, you know, I would say soft sport. So it is a little bit firm, and if you push through the turns, it feels excellent even in comfort mode. But yeah, I think it's an awesome, ooh, we got a green arrow. This is the only turns I have here in Florida, and I'm still in comfort mode. Easy mode, speed, easy mode, comfort. It doesn't feel quite as razor sharp or as firm as, let's say, its Supra stablemate, but unless you take it to the track or something, you're never going to really feel or notice the difference, I would say. And you still have the amazing guys. This engine and transmission combination is absolutely insane. I'm going to go into sport mode here. Pedal down. It literally takes your breath away. Now, I've driven really fast supercharged V8s, and this thing has a sort of smoothness that cannot be translated in a V-styled engine. Lots of bikers out on Christmas Eve morning, and the steering assist shoved me back in the lane, which I didn't want to be because there was a biker in this lane, so you got to kind of fight the safety nannies going on. But yeah, this engine, I could be happy with this engine for the rest of my life the way it is. So much torque. You got immense turbo like hiss going on with this top down. And what about the noise with the top down? Well, making sure I still have my microphone. It is, I get quite a bit of wind buffeting sounds going on, but what do you expect? Like, I am giving up that to have this freedom of no roof above me, and the radio is loud enough to overcome the wind noise even at speed. Also, you got the exhaust cracks and burbles, which I don't know if it's going to pick up on the cameras. It's so fast. I am lacking for nothing. The shifts are not only super fast with the Z8 or the ZF8, gosh, words. Not only are the shifts super fast here, they're ungodly smooth. I feel like they're even smoother here in this BMW than the Supra. I don't know if that's the case, but so smooth and fast shift to shift. And playing with the paddle shifters here is quite rewarding because the transmission's so quick, and you get those cracks, farts, those burbles. Yeah, you for sure heard that one. But yeah, 0 to 60, I don't have my, you know, track meter here to test it, but I'm not going to torque brake. I'm just going to hammer from a stop. Yeah, my tires aren't super warm. It's 64 degrees and it started going sideways. So you just have so much torque and power in this thing. And if I torque braked it, it would have been an even more sketchy situation. But yeah, I got off the gas and I hardly ever floor this engine because there's so much power and torque. I never feel like I need to go full pedal down. It is fun to do, but in city traffic and in town, it's completely unnecessary to untap the full nearly 400 horsepower that we have here. But just a slight press is just chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect engine transmission combination here. Since I don't have a lot of turns here in Florida, the handling is fantastic, to be honest. But I mean, most people are not going to be buying this for the handling characteristics. They're buying it for the full package. The handling is just a part of it. I want to talk about the brakes. The brakes are a bit touchy in here. I actually hit a few potholes. I feel like it did a pretty good job soaking up that pothole, even in this stiffer suspension mode. The brakes are very touchy, even more touchy than I remember in the Supra. And maybe it's because of the M Sport tuning we have going on here. But the brakes work very, very well. Just very, very punchy, especially at like less than 10 miles an hour. It can be a bit grabby and wants to grind the vehicle to an abrupt halt, but that's it's a small gripe. So yeah, I do feel like this is very much a Miata and a Supra. If they had a baby, it would be the Z4. I have all the performance essentially of a inline six Supra 3.0. I have all the drop top beauty and aesthetics and desirability of a Mazda MX-5 Roadster. This vehicle does feel very lightweight, but it does feel in some ways more planted than a Miata unless you put your foot down. The trunk though, the trunk here makes this so much a more usable experience compared to an MX-5 Miata, because it just swallows a ton of stuff. Gosh, even with like 3/4 throttle there, I'm losing traction. So it's a hooligan machine on Christmas morning, and I gotta rein in the reindeer real quick as I end out this video. Yes, it costs, and how this one's equipped, over $70,000, but honestly, I think it's worth every penny. This engine combination with the transmission is perfect. The looks of this are so much better than the Supra. And if you don't want to spend this much money and you don't need this much performance, but you want the Roadster, just get the 4-cylinder, because when I tested the Supra 4-cylinder, I'm like, really, that's all you need for the streets. Because if I try to, oh, that's a beautiful GT3 back there, but if I try to wring this baby out, it's just, it's a bit dangerous, which makes it super fun, right? But yeah, one last acceleration run to end out this video. Oh, no one's behind me. Merry Christmas to me. If you guys are watching this around Christmas time, Merry Christmas to you. Happy 2024. Happy holidays for all of you guys out there. How lucky am I to have this underneath my tree? Is essentially, I wake up Christmas Eve morning and I get to take this baby out to deliver presents. So thanks for sending this to me, BMW. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I was able to convey how appealing this car is. It's a drop top Supra with better looks. What more could you ask for? Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Peace.